Hello, awakened beings. Here on this channel, I do tarot and oracle readings. If that interests you, feel free to check out any other content on the channel. And if this video resonates, feel free to interact with it as you feel called. And this video is going to be Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what your current energy is and what you can expect next. So let's get into it. Okay, the song Sweet Dreams, I think it's Marilyn Manson. No, it's not. It's like it starts with an E. Their name starts with an E. But, I think Marilyn Manson did a cover. But yeah, Sweet Dreams. Okay, so that's coming up. Let's go ahead and tune into current energy around Libra. Current energy of Libra. Whoa. This came up like popcorn. King of Pentacles. Libra, I don't know if this is you, but it feels like you're kind of in somebody's face about something. And that's not a bad thing. It just feels like you're being dominant or assertive about something. You've got two Earth cards here. Two of Pentacles is usually about balancing home and work life. It could be, just balancing two things. We also have Justice right underneath that, and we've got the Scales. So there's two cards of balance. And honestly, if you look at this card, there's a big individual and then there's a smaller one. So there's obviously something about balance. That means we're tapped into your energy. Cool. But what else are we getting? Well, I felt like you were being, assertive or in somebody's face about something. Why would you be doing that? Maybe you're defending yourself or defending somebody else. What's going on with Libra? Whoa, Perseverance and Miracle. We keep getting the same cards. There's definitely a theme going on here. Perseverance, Miracle. It kind of feels like a you or them situation. I don't know who you're putting first. But it just kind of feels like a you or them, like a, yeah. What else for Libra? I feel, yeah, either you're hyping yourself up or somebody is beside you, but it just feels like you're being hyped up and like, this is giving like, okay, hold on. This is giving, like football players before they have a game, they're in the locker room and do like a little huddle and like a pat on the back, slapping each other, just like very masculine and, yeah, pretty much that. But the whole point of it is to like up your energy, big yourself up. And so I feel like maybe you could have fallen behind in something. And either you were talking to yourself, you're being your own best friend or guidance, maybe you're tuning into your spirituality, or there's somebody beside you, but it just feels like you're being amped, pumped up. Maybe it's because you've got something on the horizon, because we do have this Miracle card. So, okay. So that's the current energy I've got. What can we expect? Eight of Swords. Something that has been keeping you down. You're freeing yourself from it. You're getting free. Justice. Again. And the Strength card. the World card under that. So this is interesting because I keep being drawn to that King of Pentacles where the girl is on the ground. And so I don't know, maybe somebody's underestimating you because they're used to you like being on the ground, they're used to you begging, they're used to be you being silent and just kind of falling on your feet and giving somebody else your power. But I don't see that. Justice. You're like, no, let me go ahead and tip these scales back. And then also it's like, with this Eight of Swords, it's like you're waking up. And because the blindfold is kind of like you've been living possibly like, how do I word this? It's almost like sleepwalking a little bit. Where, you're just not, you weren't really using your power. You were giving it away to somebody else. I don't know why. I mean, it could be because it deals with a boss, maybe somebody you love and respect. There's multiple reasons, why we give up our power to make situations more balanced, right? But at the end of the day, it's not balanced because that's not balance. You're always compromising. You're always you're giving up your power so that the other person feels better or think that they've won. So, no, I definitely feel like that's not happening no more. I feel like you're talking back. You're definitely gathering your strength, amping yourself up, and, your behavior is different. Your thoughts are different. Your words are different. You're not being silent. This ain't you anymore. You figured out how to untie yourself and take your blindfold off. And like I said, sleepwalking came up before because it just kind of feels like now you're like, oh, wait, I have all this power. No. I don't need to take this from you. I don't need to, Okay, Libra. I don't know. I don't know who's trying you, but you're definitely, looky here. They better stop. But I really love this for you, though, because it means that you're showing up in the world just stronger, more assertive, more communicative. And it also is like you don't really care who you're hurting. And that might not be the right wording because, we love people, we're kind and stuff. We want to compromise and whatever. But at the end of the day, Librans, like myself, can tend to care what people think a lot. And with this Strength card and the fact that he's got this all on his clothes, it just kind of is like, okay, oh, my words hurt you? Well, that's too bad. I've been tolerating your ish for X amount of time and I'm done with it. So, so that's the energy of Libra. Let's give you some advice here. You know what is what's coming up is like Mean Girls. Mean Girls, cause like the person was like trying to fit in. I don't remember all the details, but like the person was trying to fit in and be cool and stuff, but they were actually really mean and nasty. And then she got her revenge and like learned to be herself and stuff. And so it's like there's this energy of like finding who you are. It's just kind of recognizing yourself more, seeing yourself differently. Okay, anyways, you know what to do, Libra. Okay, so here is your advice or affirmation. It says positivity. If you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, and even the hardest situations. Okay, so there's one last thing that came up. So usually for people who talk... It's a cat feeder. Usually people who have been like silent for a long time, when they start actually speaking, it can come out like aggressive. They can like overdo it, you know. And so with this positivity card, I feel like, yes, there's the message on the card, but there's also a reminder of like remembering to balance that back out. So just because, you know, you tolerated a lot of ish from people and stuff doesn't mean you need to go on a heartbreaking spree. You know what I'm saying? That might be okay in the beginning for you and it feels good, but like eventually the scales are going to balance back out. And there's this lesson of, you know, just being in the middle, not being too aggressive, but also not being too laid back, right? So that's just a quick message. But that is your reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Good luck on your journey. Take care.